Welcome back in. Welcome back in. It's your boy Mike coming back at y'all, man. Super Bowl season. Super Bowl 59 taking on the Buffalo Bills in Dallas. And this is not going to be an easy fight by any means, man. Buffalo was the best regular season team in the league, going 15-2 and winning both of their playoff games in relatively dominant fashion. It was a decently close game against the Raiders there in the divisional for them, but then they shut the Jets out in the conference championship, potentially ending the career of Aaron Rodgers in the process with a 24-0 victory. The Cardinals' path, meanwhile, saw them have 3 rematches in their NFC bracket, beating the Lions 38-33, going ahead and taking care of the Cowboys 34-24, and then absolutely undressing the Carolina Panthers in a 55-21 just dominant performance. And now it's going to come back full circle as we will have our 4th straight playoff rematch. And you see head coach Mike White here, man, at the podium. Reporters asking him some questions, how he feels about being here. And in the eyes of him, the eyes of this team, this coaching staff, this organization as a whole, this is certainly just the beginning of what is hopefully going to be a long and prosperous, tenure here with head coach Mike White, as the leader. And, with a hot Buffalo team who hasn't lost in quite some time, we're going to be looking to go ahead and play off of that. They're coming in confident. We're also coming in very confident. They had a dominant performance in their conference championship game, as did we, as we're going to take a look at the yearly awards here before we get the action kicked off. And Lamar Jackson taking home that silverware there. Doug Peterson with Coach of the Year honors. Shocking that head coach Mike White wasn't at least in consideration for that with his with the way that this season turned around, especially, cycling through quarterbacks as we take a look at the AFC awards here. Not going to talk too much about those. They are going to be on the screen for you. Travis Garner, the rookie quarterback for the Raiders, going ahead and winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. Not surprising with the way that he performed, especially early in the season. Lucas McClendon there for the Dolphins. They also had linebacker Isaiah Cox at number 3. Really good draft haul for them. But, man, as we dive into this game against Buffalo, it's by no means going to be an easy task. We beat the Lions in the regular season, held serve in the playoffs. Beat the Cowboys in the regular season, held serve in the playoffs. Lost badly to the Panthers in the regular season, took care of business, came back and got the win. And now we're going to be looking to do that again, but this time against the team who's handed head coach Mike White his worst loss of his career. 44-9 beatdown. Glenn Roberts just looked lost, looked lifeless. The team as a whole just couldn't ever get anything going. Missing receivers all over the field, not able to defend in any capacity. And we're going to have to turn those things around if we're going to hope to change our fortunes looking back this time. But as we go to the NFC awards, you see Rashad Bateman there leading the way for Offensive Player of the Year. A couple other guys down there. Zaven Collins just on the outside looking in. Micah Parsons had an excellent season for Dallas. Cameron Thomas down there in 9th place, who's become truly the leader of our defensive line. Chandler Newby, the rookie quarterback for the Bucks, takes Offensive Rookie of the Year honors. Glenn Roberts just 4th there. And I mean, when you throw 50 interceptions, not literally, of course, but when you throw all those interceptions, it's really, really difficult to compete in that race, as Andrew Stinson beating out the safety from the Packers, Brian Lucas, for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Juan Drummond down there in 7th place really started to find his footing later in the year and has had a couple of big plays for us in this playoff run so far. No one there for us for best quarterback. Ty Davis-Price finishing 5th for best running back. Of course, him and Antonio Gibson splitting time. Ty Davis-Price is the lead back, but Gibson gets plenty of carries. Rashad Bateman topping the leaderboards for best wide receiver. No surprise there with over 2,000 yards. Dalton Murray, the rookie center, just below George Huntley, the Seahawks rookie center, finishing in 10th place for best offensive lineman. Certainly no one here for best D-line. We use pass rushing linebackers, and our interior pass rush isn't really that great. Zaven Collins, again, just ousted, this time by Khalil Mack for best linebacker. Cam Thomas down there in 3rd place as well. And best DB not going to a Cardinal this year. Jalen Johnson ended the year number 3. Stinson number 6. Congrats to Charvarius Ward for his really good performance this year. And Cameron Dicker. Now, this is one that I've had definitely some qualms about. Cameron Dicker had so many big kicks for us this year. And, I think it's a bit unfair for Kaimi Fairbairn and a Bucs team that didn't even make the playoffs to even be in consideration, quite frankly. But here we are. It is time. As you see, man, the Super Bowl matchup that everybody expected. Josh Allen versus Josh Dobbs. They're doing the Spider-Man. The Spider-Man meme. Just lost my train of thought there for a second. But here's Josh Allen, man, leading his guys out. You see the Arizona Cardinals hype Josh Dobbs playing in his first ever Super Bowl, just his second career playoff run. And after going, 1-1 last year, he's 3-0 on this season. But we have plenty to talk about before we dive completely into this game. We have plenty of upgrades. Rashad Bateman, of course, offensive player of the year. Best receiver gets a nice speed upgrade there. And what can we really say about Rashad Bateman? Where would this team be as an offense had we not added him? We had Hollywood, who was better than him from an overall standpoint when we made that trade. Yet Rashad Bateman was clearly the more effective player. And Rashad Bateman was slower. His route running was a little bit worse. His release was about the same. But just a lot of those categories that we see Rashad Bateman excelling in now, he was not that player when he first joined us. And Hollywood Brown was supposed to be that guy. He just didn't produce the way that we wanted him to. Plus 2 trucking there for Ty Davis Price. Love to see that. And it was just really difficult to really truly integrate him into the team. He is not a slot receiver despite his relatively diminutive stature. He is certainly, an X or a Z, just kind of depends how you want to see him. But, he doesn't really have the size. Rashad Bateman just has a little bit more size to him, from a height standpoint, from a weight standpoint. He's able to go up and attack those high point balls. He's able to create separation on his routes without just using his speed. Just a lot of elements that we've seen from Rashad Bateman throughout this last year and a half. And, of course, last year, the Cardinals were kicking themselves when Bateman went down against the Packers. They truly believed that they had enough to, at minimum, get beyond them. But taking a look at this Buffalo roster, man, it is absolutely stacked. You see multiple 90-plus players. You got Greg Rousseau and Von Miller off the edge. You got Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde at safety. You got Stephon Diggs catching passes from Josh Allen, Dawson Knox, Gabe Davis, even the rookie Dalton Kincaid, well, now second year, man, Dalton Kincaid. So much playmaking on this offense, so much disruption on this defense. Even Javon Kinlaw has come over to Buffalo and started to really rekindle his career as a Buffalo Bill, man. And as we take a look before we head into this game, we got a couple of things to take a note of. Rashad Bateman, now an X-Factor player, the first one on our offense. We love that for him, man. Love that for this offense. He's already been one of the most dominant receivers in the league, and that's just going to, up his ante just a bit. Trey McBride also getting an upgrade to X-Factor. Now, that one was a bit surprising. McBride, of course, one of the better tight ends in the league. Was second on the team in catches, yards, and touchdowns this year, behind, of course, Rashad Bateman. Cameron Thomas getting an upgrade to superstar alongside Andrew Stinson. So we're going to have a couple of guys that are going to perform a little bit better than they generally would with those abilities now on them. And this is going to be a game for the record books. Both teams coming off dominant ends to the season, dominant postseason runs up to this point, and you'll have the best regular season team in the league taking on a team that made an improbable run at the end of the season and kept it going through the playoffs. Let's go ahead and meet Buffalo. Josh Allen at quarterback, James Cook and Nyheim Hines, the running back tandem. Dalton Kincaid filling in at fullback for the injured Reggie Gilliam. That's their only injury of note in this game. Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, and Deontay Hardy going to be those top three receivers. The rookie Austin Smith there, along with Khalil Shakir. Neither Smith nor Shakir had huge roles in that initial matchup. Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid at tight end, Deion Dawkins, Connor McGovern, Ryan Bates at center, Osiris Torrance now in year 2 at right guard, and Ramon Baxter, the excellent rookie tackle who we now know has superstar development. Greg Rousseau and Von Miller, that edge tandem with Ed Oliver and Javon Kinlaw coming up the middle. Linebackers, you got Dorian Williams manning one spot alongside Chad Muma. The rookie Tony Shepard may get some run as well, but Matt Milano is the elder statesman of the group. Tre'Davious White, Taron Johnson, Kyer Elam, the top three corners. Elam, of course, missing that initial matchup. Christian Benford filled in his place and caught an interception off of Glenn Roberts. So certainly nice to get some depth back there for Buffalo. Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer, the safety tandem, with Tyler Bass, the kicker, and Sam Martin, the punter. And Tommy Townsend, man, on to get us kicked off here for Super Bowl 59. Nyheim Hines back deep to return. He's going to go ahead and kneel that one in the end zone. And Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, man, they are ready to take the field. Josh Allen, 4,037 yards, 37 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Just a spectacular season from Buffalo's signal caller. And they're going to get started here with a quick pass to the left for Stephon Diggs, who beats Greedy Williams, and Stephon Diggs has space to run down the sideline. Diggs opening things up with a 41-yard catch and run, wasting no time in trying to go ahead and let this Cardinals defense know exactly what to expect. Stephon Diggs, one of the best receivers in the league, gain of 41. Already into Arizona territory down at the 34-yard line. Josh Allen dropping back, looking for Diggs again, and Diggs just dropped it. He just dropped it. Jaron Kearse was there in coverage. Didn't really seem like he affected that throw. Now a 2nd and 10, and Stinson able to knock the pass away there from Deontay Hardy. So now a 3rd and 10, and Buffalo, after a very good first play, has yet to get any more yardage. Here's Josh Allen looking left side, and he has a man. It's Deontay Hardy going right back to him after having the ball forced out by Stinson. He's able to pick up the first down for Buffalo. Now going into an empty look. Here's Josh Allen, has some time going deep, looking for Hardy, and Andrew Stinson had a sure interception, not able to hold on to it there. Leads to a 2nd and 10. Definitely not a play you want to leave on the field, but you got to keep going as Josh Allen with the play action rollout going ahead and fakes the carry, throws it there to Dalton Kincaid, who has his first catch of the ball game. And now a 3rd and 1. Arizona's defense looking to lock in, want to get them off the field, getting some pressure. He throws it right side for, oh man, he throws it right side, going to be hit there for a loss of 4. And on a 4th and 5, they will go ahead and settle for a field goal. Tyler Bass puts one up right through the uprights, and Buffalo starts things off with the scoring here, a 3-0 lead. But Josh Dobbs now onto the field, and he's going to lead this offense, one that he's done relatively efficiently throughout this postseason run and throughout his time there as the starter. He's done enough, you know, in every game so far to get us to where we want to be. But there are still 4 quarters separating us and the ultimate prize. And they're going to start things out with Josh Dobbs under center, a 2 tight end look. Ty Davis Price going to get the first give. Davis Price makes a move, has some space, and he has a gain of 15 yards on the first play of scrimmage for Arizona. as they're going to go back to that under center look. We're keeping those two tight ends in there, not yet going to Antonio Gibson. They're going to run Ty Davis-Price again. He makes a move, gets hit right at the line, only gains one there. Now a 2nd and 9, and we'll see Antonio Gibson for the first time today. Dobbs takes the snap, goes short underneath looking for Rondale Moore, but he's hit by the linebacker Dorian Williams, not able to hold on to the ball there. So now a 3rd and 9, as here we go. Dobbs takes the snap, looking deep for Rondale Moore, and he's able to haul it in. Jordan Poyer was there in coverage, not quite able to get there in time to stop the catch from Rondale Moore, and now they're in Buffalo territory, very much knocking on the door. Play action fake. Dobbs looking for Rondale Moore wide open. Not able to connect with him there, unfortunately. It will be a 2nd and 10. Now Antonio Gibson getting his first carry of the game, first touch of the game. 7-yard run there up the middle, 3rd and 3. And here we go. Josh Dobbs, Ty Davis-Price checked back into the game. Dobbs going to look left side for a wide open Elijah Higgins, but overthrows him. They'd go ahead and send the kicking team out onto the field. Here's Cameron Dicker, your runner-up for best kicker in the NFC this year. Kick is up right down the middle, and it's a 3-3 ball game here in the Super Bowl. Neither defense really giving too much there. And right here, y'all, I do apologize. For whatever reason, when I was going through my game clip corrupted, I was not able to get it back. I tried as hard as I could. Again, I went through the Xbox Network, the console, tried to go ahead and see what we can make happen. Wasn't able to get it done there. So there are going to be about 4 in-game minutes gone here. As you saw, Andrew Stinson was able to pick off Josh Allen there at the 1-yard line. And that was a drive after picking him off originally for Arizona's first touchdown. So Stinson did get a pick six, a long pick six in the red zone. They came back and he caught another interception. And then Dobbs himself threw a pick in which Buffalo was able to get a field goal on the board. So once again, I really, really apologize for that. Biggest game of the season. That's not what you want to see. With Rondale Moore making an acrobatic catch in that secondary replay. And now Dobbs looking left side for Rashad Bateman on 3rd and 9, and he has it. Toes in, 33-yard connection from Josh Dobbs to Rashad Bateman, converting that 3rd down, setting them up for an easy 1st and goal. And already up 4 points. They're going to look to extend this lead, but not before Sean McDermott throws the challenge flag. Buffalo is challenging the ruling of a completed catch. You see Rashad Bateman there. Looks like he got maybe 3 feet down. Left foot, right foot inbounds, and dragging that left foot again for good measure. Ref's going to go ahead and determine that the call will stand. So a 1st and goal here at the 6-yard line. Gibson back into the game. Josh Dobbs, here we go. You see him making some adjustments at the line. Going to send Trey McBride out just slightly more wide. And they're going to hand off to Antonio Gibson up the gut. He's not able to power completely forward. Dorian Williams in there for the stop. Now a 2nd and goal. From the 3 toss to Ty Davis-Price, you see Darnell Washington out there ready to make anything happen, but didn't need to. No Bills defenders to speak of. Touchdown, Arizona. And the first offensive touchdown of the game comes courtesy of Ty Davis-Price, playing in the biggest game of his career now, and he pays it off with a score, and Arizona takes a nice early 11-point lead. It's 17-6. As here's Josh Allen and this Buffalo offense back onto the field. They have already defensively conceded nearly double the points as Gabe Davis gets the short check down here, tackled there from Andrew Stinson. They gave up 9 points in their first meeting, and this time they're already at 17. Buffalo, of course, putting up 44 in that first meeting. As here, going left side to Stephon Diggs, Greedy Williams there in coverage, able to knock that ball away. And Buffalo's offense has some work to do, as we've seen Arizona in every single game of this postseason get out to a 20 plus point lead. and they're nearly halfway there now, up 11, a 3rd and 8 for Josh Allen. Looking middle of the field, has a man. It's Deontay Hardy into Arizona territory. Really good job for Hardy to hold on to that ball through coverage. Here's Josh Allen now under center. You see those linebackers shifting for Arizona. It doesn't matter. Has his man. It's Dawson Knox left side down there to the 35-yard line. Not quite enough for that first down. 2nd and inches, going back to that empty look. Here's Josh Allen looking. Picked off Jalen Johnson. He's able to undercut the route of Gabe Davis. And here's Jalen Johnson on the run. Josh Allen in pursuit. He is able to force him out at the 5-yard line. Really, really good job from Jalen Johnson. One of the best cornerbacks in the league. Well, I guess from a numbers standpoint. But he's able to jump in front of another one. Did the same thing to Bryce Young last week. Not able to pay this one off with points, but setting up his offense with just 5 yards to get back into the end zone. Here's Antonio Gibson getting moved to the other side of the formation. Josh Dobbs hikes the ball, looking for Trey McBride, but Dorian Williams with some very good coverage there. Now 2nd and goal. And here we go. Dobbs hands off. Davis Price has some good blocking, wiggles his way through, and he's into the end zone for the 2nd time this game. Rondale Moore bruises his ribs on the play. They'll hold him out for the time being. And it is a 24-6 Arizona lead. 4:45 left here in the 2nd quarter. And the quick pass to Gabe Davis. Jalen Johnson made a great play the last possession. Not able to make one here. Lewis Seen tracks him down. But Gabe Davis, what a catch and run there. Luckily, Gabe Davis is not the swiftest of foot, so they were able to go ahead and corral him, but he was able to go ahead and get a 70-yard gain there. 72-yard gain down to the 3-yard line. And now Arizona's defense going to have to stand tall, and they do on that initial run. James Cook finds Cam Wilhelm. Meets him in the hole. 2nd and goal now at the 1. Josh Allen under center. He's going to drop back to throw, looking, not able to connect with his man there, was looking for Dawson Knox. Now a 3rd and goal, and here they go in the I formation, right up the gut. James Cook dives into the end zone, not to be denied, and Buffalo has their first touchdown of the ball game. James Cook wanting to make an impact here for his team. They had first and goal and 2nd and goal that did not go in their favor. Cook wasn't going to allow it to be 3 straight. Now a 24-13 ball game. Arizona back on offense as here's Josh Dobbs airing one deep for Rashad Bateman. He's able to beat Taron Johnson there on the fly route. And the Dobbs to Bateman connection just continues to cook. And it's going to have to do so even more with Rondale Moore, potentially still feeling the effects of those bruised ribs, even though he has made his way back into the game. And they're set up now at the 37-yard line. Plenty of time to work with. Still got 3 timeouts. And Josh Dobbs going to keep it himself on the read option. Only a gain of 4 there. Not too much space available before Micah Hyde closes in. As here's Rashad Bateman now in the zone. Dobbs going to look short for Antonio Gibson. Just overthrows that one, and now here we go, 3rd and 6. You got a bunch formation to the right. Here's Josh Dobbs looking deep. Rashad Bateman, one-on-one. Bateman has it in his hands, and it's knocked away. Jordan Poyer able to knock it out of the hands of Rashad Bateman. And this is a catch that we've seen Bateman make time and time again. As you see, there he is, ball right on him, has it. All he needs to do is secure it, and he's not able to. What a play from Jordan Poyer, keeping Arizona out of the end zone, keeping his team within striking distance, keeping it at a 2-possession game. Field goal good from Cameron Dicker, and it is going to be a 27-13 ball game. But Josh Allen and this Bills offense do have a hair over 2 minutes to work with in the first half. They're going to start in the I formation. James Cook has some good blocking, running up the middle, gain of 15. They'll use their the 2-minute warning will pass. They lost that timeout, of course, earlier on a challenge. Josh Allen getting rushed quickly there on the screen pass, not able to set it up correctly there. Back to the empty look now. 2nd and 10. Josh Allen takes the snap. Look short for Deontay Hardy, but Andrew Stinson in there, able to knock the ball away from him. 3rd and 10. And if Arizona can get them off the field, they'll be looking at an opportunity to extend this lead before the half. Quick pass out left side to Dawson Knox. Great awareness there from Josh Allen to go ahead and tuck it back and throw that one to his tight end. And they're in Arizona territory now at the 43. Here's Josh Allen. Has time. Looks short to James Cook. Going to be hit down there by Ron Curse. Gain of 2. Now a 2nd and 8. Time continuing to tick down, under a minute to go. Nyheim Hines checked into the game. He's going to look left side for Stephon Diggs, who's hit quickly by Jalen Thompson. Bounces off, but finally brought down. Now 3rd and 3. Here we go. Josh Allen takes the snap. Has time, looks left side, has Dawson Knox. He's fortunately kept in bounds. Buffalo uses now their 2nd timeout of the half. 30 seconds remaining at the 30-yard line. Looking deep, has a wide open Stephon Diggs. And Diggs had Jalen Johnson beat immediately. Allen not able to find him there. And you got to be having a sigh of relief if you're the Arizona faithful. Could have been a position where they go and make it a 1-score game before the half. Instead, they'll use that last timeout, kick the field goal, but a flag down on the play. What's the call? It's going to be roughing the kicker on Arizona. It's going to be Israel Mukuamu, but fortunately, with not a lot of time left, Buffalo chooses to decline it. They'll take those 3 points, and they'll be down 27-16 heading into the half, with Arizona's offense really not doing a whole lot up to this point. There was the Andrew Stinson pick 6 in the red zone. There was another Andrew Stinson interception there at the 2-yard line just about. That took points off the board for Buffalo there. Then the Jalen Johnson interception that took them to the 5-yard line. They haven't been called upon to do a whole lot, as Antonio Gibson right out of the half gets the first carry and he is injured. We saw this same story play out against the Cowboys with Ty Davis-Price, really finishing things off with with Antonio Gibson really finishing things off with tough running with Ty Davis-Price injured early in the second half. And now Davis-Price is going to have to flip-flop with a hit pointer suffered from Antonio Gibson that would see him miss the remainder of this Super Bowl. So now with 3rd and 10, and here's the rookie Darryl Hobbs onto the field in that 2 running back formation. Davis-Price is clobbered there on the 3rd down, hopeful catch, not able to hold on to it. Arizona forced to punt on their opening possession of the second half, as James Cook, wiggling his way down the field, has room again. Good, tough running there. Gain of 22 for James Cook. Already into Arizona territory, and Buffalo's offense has started to look a lot more potent here since those few miscues early, and he's going to have a pass out to Stephon Diggs, knocked away by Jalen Johnson this time. 2nd and 10, going to a trips look on the right. Allen back to throw, pass knocked down by Andrew Stinson once again, and Stinson has been having a memorable Super Bowl performance up to this point. Already 2 interceptions, couple of knockdowns, not able to keep the pass away from Stephon Diggs on this occasion. Picks up the first down now at the 14-yard line, just needing a few yards to get into the end zone, potentially get this back to a 1-score game. And they're going to fake the handoff to James Cook. B.J. Ojulari able to break through and bring down Josh Allen. The first sack of the game for either team, and it belongs to second-year pass rusher B.J. Ojulari. Disappointed overall in the regular season this year, but able to go ahead and make some sort of olive branch to the team with the sack there, but it matters none as Jalen Johnson just absolutely done in by the route there by Gabe Davis. And Gabe Davis has this Buffalo offense into the end zone once again. And for the first time in this second half, touchdown Buffalo. Josh Allen saw the mismatch. He has the size advantage. Johnson has been, able to got in coverage so far, throughout this season on a couple of different occasions. And Allen takes full advantage. Buffalo now lining up for the 2-point try, looking to make this a 3-point game after being down 27-6. And Josh Allen looking left side, has a man, Chigakonkwo. 2-point conversion is good. It's a 3-point ball game now as Dobbs back under center. Ty Davis-Price now going to get a lot of this ground workload with no Antonio Gibson, able to get a gain of 2 there, bringing up a 2nd and 8. And so now with the 2nd and 8, Davis-Price going to get the give again, running left side, able to get past 1, but not able to get past that second Bills defender, just a gain of 1. 3rd and 7, going to a 3 tight end look. Here's Dobbs making some adjustments. You see Davis-Price still in the backfield, staying in as a blocker. Dobbs not able to get away from the pass rush. Greg Rousseau forces the throw out of Dobbs' hands before he was ready. They'll punt for the 2nd time this half. And Buffalo now with an opportunity to potentially take a lead here in this Super Bowl. Despite a 3-interception first half from Josh Allen, their offense has been clicking on, pretty much all cylinders since, and even including, with 2 red zone interceptions, just stalling Buffalo drives. You're looking at a team that could potentially have almost 40 on the board, but instead they're fighting down the field to try to make something happen as left side in the flat. There's Deontay Hardy down to the 48-yard line. 3rd and 3 now. You see Arizona sending those safeties down, showing a little bit of pressure, trying to make Josh Allen think a little bit pre-snap. Instead, he's going to take the read option. B.J. Ojulari in pursuit, not able to make anything happen. Greedy Williams misses the tackle. Ojulari not able to bring him down. And Josh Allen with a tough, gritty run there. He saw the safety pressure. He decided to keep the ball himself, and with no one over top to really stop him downfield, Josh Allen takes advantage of his legs and his big bulking frame to get downfield, and it's a gain of 31 there for Josh Allen. Now a 1st and 10. Here we go. Greedy Williams showing some pressure. They're going to hand it off to James Cook, who's not able to find much space, only a gain of 1 there. Down to the 20-yard line now in the red zone as time continues to tick here in the 3rd quarter. Looking left side, Stephon Diggs, pass knocked away. There's Stinson again. And how valuable has he been in this matchup? That first matchup, they did not put Stinson on Diggs too many times, as on 3rd and 9, they decide to run, and Nyheim Hines getting his first touch of the game with some great blocking and a good run, goes 13 yards for the conversion. Now a 1st and goal at the 7, and that is an awful mistake for Arizona's defense, but an even worse mistake for Dawson Knox, as the perfect pass from Josh Allen hits him in the hands and he drops it. Now in the I formation, Buffalo gonna fake the give to James Cook, now looking for Gabe Davis, who had it, but not in bounds. A 3rd and goal. Buffalo, having made it this far, trying to take the lead. You see some space there on the right side, and Dawson Knox drops it again, forcing Tyler Bass and the field goal team onto the field. Buffalo does convert the field goal, tying the ball game at 27, and so many points left on the board for Buffalo. A lot of meat left on the bone as Davis-Price gets the give, breaks off the tackle of Greg Rousseau. Good gain of about 9 there, down to the 35, just inches to go to pick up that 1st down. Here's Dobbs with Davis-Price still in there with him, going to hand it off to him again, and he's able to just fight forward for that 1st down, a gain of 1. but it will move the chains. And now here we go. Rondale Moore looks like he's shaking off that bruised ribs injury. Dobbs gonna fake it. Dobbs has a wide open man. It's McBride, and he overshoots him. Josh Dobbs, with 26 seconds left here in the third quarter, has connected on just 5 passes. Not a banner game for him, but he's going to connect with Rondale Moore here. Moore with an improbable catch. That was certainly a risky pass, gain of 13. But heading into the fourth quarter, Arizona with a hair over 200 yards of total offense, while Buffalo is over 400, and it's a tie ball game at 27 apiece. Bringing Trey McBride left side in motion. Here's Dobbs under center, going to hand off to Davis Price, who has decent blocks, only going to get a gain of 3 there for the first play there in the fourth quarter. Now bringing Davis Price across to the left side, 2nd and 7. Here's Dobbs dropping back. No pressure really from the right side. Has a wide open man, Rondale Moore, who had Kaiir Elam beat. Dobbs overshoots him on that occasion. Now 3rd and 7, trying to set up the screen. Dobbs gets the pass away. Davis Price able to stiff arm one, not able to get away from Dorian Williams there, though, who has been all over the field. And now 4th and 1. This is a formation that Buffalo should be familiar with, as they've scored on it quite a few times in this postseason, and Buffalo's all over it. Javon Kinlaw, Von Miller getting in there. It was trying to set up for a fullback dive. Dobbs not even able to hand the ball off to Darnell Washington, and Buffalo's defense makes a tough stand there. Questions going to be asked of not allowing Cameron Dicker to at least get an attempt up there. We've seen him hit from 60 plus a plethora of times this year. Would have been a 59-yard try, but they wanted to keep the possession going. Instead, Buffalo turns them over on downs. Now a 2nd and 8. Josh Allen, interception dropped by Stinson. Would have been his 3rd of the game and really put the momentum back in Arizona's favor. Instead, on a 3rd and 8, Allen going to find Stephon Diggs coming across the middle just at the sticks. A first down now for Buffalo at the 43 of Arizona. And he's going to look quickly for Stephon Diggs, who's closed in on very quickly by Andrew Stinson. 2nd and 10. James Cook remaining in the game. Allen in the shotgun. Here's Josh Allen looking short. Deontay Hardy. And how many big catches has Hardy made in this game? Greedy Williams just not doing a great job, covering that. As here's Nyheim Hines up the middle. Nyheim Hines has space. And Nyheim Hines into the end zone for the Buffalo touchdown. Make it 28 unanswered for Buffalo, as Nyheim Hines, his first carry on a 3rd and 9, went for 13 for a first down. His second carry now going into the end zone, and he's been that spark that Buffalo's needed, and they now have a 7-point lead, and Arizona's offense has not shown signs of being able to overcome. Gonna give another one to Ty Davis Price, who's at just a little over 4 yards a carry in this game, has not had a whole lot of running room. 2nd and 6. Here we go. Davis Price still checked into the backfield. They're going to give it to him again, running left side, breaks off of one, not able to get away from Ed Oliver there, but he does bring them down, looking at a 3rd and 1. Here we go. 2 receivers each side. Davis Price alongside Dobbs. Here he is looking for Rashad Bateman by himself, able to beat Taron Johnson there. Gets the feed in. Fresh set of downs into Buffalo territory at the 47 with 4:49 to go here in this ball game. And here we go. Ty Davis Price gets the give right side. Good block there thrown from Dalton Murray. Davis Price was not able to find the right hole. Dalton Murray threw a big block. Could have really gotten a lot more there on that carry. And on this one, Davis Price loses one. Greg Rousseau showing his ability to stop the run there. Now 3rd and 7. Bunch formation to the left. We've seen this play here today. Dobbs has time, looking at his best weapon. It's Bateman, but great coverage there by Buffalo. Arizona, with nothing going on offense and not having answers defensively, they're going to go for it. You'd think maybe a field goal again, but with not being able to stop Buffalo, you got to let it go. As here's Ty Davis Price, takes a big hit from Taron Johnson, but he dropped it earlier in the game, holds on to this one, keeping this drive alive. Can't ask for a bigger play there from your big-time running back. And now he has space running right side, tries to throw a stiff arm, has a gain of 15 there down to the 20-yard line. And Arizona, this has been their best possession of the second half by far. Fake from Josh Dobbs rolling to the left. Their bread and butter has a wide open Rondale Moore who's in and has the catch for Arizona. Big time throw there from Josh Dobbs. Knew he was going to take a hit. Puts it right there where Rondale Moore can get it. Not able to make it quite into the end zone there. As you see, Moore put the ball into his left hand. Foot is out of bounds. They're at the 1 yard line. First and goal, trying to tie things up here. They're going to give it to Ty Davis Price up the gut, and he is in. Dives into the end zone. Doing a little Dougie for him, man. That is now Davis Price's third touchdown of the Super Bowl. And Buffalo has the ball back with 2:31 to go. Tie ball game. Arizona's defense has to make something happen here, as they're going to give to James Cook up the gut. A gain of 2 there, leading us into the 2-minute warning with a 34-34 ball game. Although Buffalo down 21 points in the first half, to come back and tie this ball game has been fantastic. He's going to look underneath for Dawson Knox, who slides for the catch. Interesting from Knox there. 3rd and 5. Josh Allen looking left side, has Diggs. Stinson knocks the ball out once again. He's going to force a Buffalo punt. And now 1:30 left. Josh Dobbs and this offense with the opportunity to do something that we might not have thought they'd been able to do here so far in the second half. And they're going to give it off to Davis Price, gain of 6. Time continuing to tick. Arizona electing to hold on to those timeouts. Dobbs now going to have Trey McBride with Dorian Williams in coverage, who's been so spectacular today. And Dobbs able to connect with McBride. They're going to hurry things up. Here we go. Josh Dobbs in the shotgun again. Going to hand off to Davis Price. Has some space running left side. And he's down to the 38-yard line. They'll take their first timeout now. 2nd and 1. Dobbs going to hand off. Davis Price again up the gut. Davis Price has space. Going to be knocked down there by Jordan Poyer. But they still have 2 timeouts. They're going to hurry things up, and they're going to go ahead and give Davis Price one more carry just to get a little bit closer. And with time ticking down, Arizona seconds away from a potential Lombardi trophy. Head coach Mike White calls a timeout. 2 seconds remaining. And with a tie ball game in comfortable position, they're going to send out Cameron Dicker to attempt the 38-yard score or field goal for the win. Sean McDermott going to call a timeout. They're icing Dicker. Dicker, 38 yards. He's hit a lot of big ones for us in this season. Kick is up, and Cameron Dicker sends the kick through the uprights. It is an Arizona field goal, and they have done it. Josh Dobbs can't believe it. He was thrust into this starting role with an injury to Glenn Roberts. Never let go of it. Rondale Moore loves it. This team loves it. And Arizona, a team that no one thought, after a mid-season 4-game losing streak in which they were just battered, bruised, and seemed like they had not much fight left in the tank behind Glenn Roberts. Josh Dobbs comes in relief, able to right the wrong from last year. Rashad Bateman said coming into the season that he felt had he played the whole game against Green Bay last year, he would have been able to make his mark. And you see Josh Dobbs there, man, soaking in the moment. You gotta love that for him. Journeyman quarterback, gets his stop in Arizona, and he does what he needs to do, orchestrating a game-winning drive in the Super Bowl against the best team in the NFL this year, or who was supposed to be the best team in the league this year. Instead, this Arizona crew, this motley crew of young players, some veteran talent, and some journeyman magic able to take down the Buffalo Bills. And now, y'all, I did go ahead and throw that clip early in the first quarter of the Stinson pick six in the game. I initially had it plotted here, but I wanted to make sure that I went ahead and let you all see that. As the turnover margin, 3 for Buffalo, just to Arizona's 1. They went 10 of 14 on third down to Arizona's 3 of 10, 1 of 2 on fourth for Arizona, but they did enough. Josh Allen, 26 of 48, 367, 1 touchdown, 3 picks, tried to really do his best to right his wrongs, just wasn't enough ultimately. Dobbs, not spectacular by any means, 11 of 24, 220, no touchdowns and a pick, but made the big time throws when he needed to. Ty Davis Price going over 100, putting this running game on his back, 3 touchdowns. James Cook had 47 and a score. Nyheim Hines took advantage of his opportunities. Gabe Davis leading all receivers with 6 for 164 and a score. Rondale Moore, 4 for 103. Rashad Bateman, an uncharacteristic drop touchdown that could have potentially cost us in the end. A play that he's made 1,000 times in this offense. Trey McBride, just 1 catch, and it was a huge one on that last possession. Andrew Stinson, man, 10 tackles. How about that, leading the game? Von Miller with 2 tackles for loss. B.J. Ojulari, the only sack. Jalen Johnson, Jordan Poyer, each with an interception, with Andrew Stinson getting 2. Also 4 pass deflections and taking 1 for a touchdown, for the opening touchdown of the game, and what proved to be a critical play as the rookie cornerback played his biggest when the moment was the brightest here in the Super Bowl. And you gotta love what you have from him going forward, looking to potentially take over that number 1 spot in the cornerback room. And man, you cannot say enough about this team. This offense was very, very good under Dobbs last year, but with Dobbs' age and just not really being amazing overall, they took a shot on a raw prospect in Glenn Roberts, who had his ups and downs this year. A lot of downs, a lot of downs, but had some ups. And that injury suffered against the Seahawks opened the door for Josh Dobbs to lead us to victory against the Packers. Roberts played a great game there against the Lions in his first game back, but suffered another broken rib injury in that game, and Dobbs never looked back. Led us to win the rest of those games to close out the season. Beat the Detroit Lions in the wild card. Beat the Cowboys for a second time in this year and his third time in his career, and then took down the Carolina Panthers, who beat them earlier in the year, and to end it off with a performance against Buffalo that, no, you're not writing home about. But when your quarterback makes the plays in the clutch moments, you see what they're truly made of. And he was made of the right stuff today. Josh Dobbs is going to go down in Arizona history, man, as the guy who was able to help them to lift their first ever Lombardi trophy. Josh Dobbs doing everything right. Ty Davis Price, 3 touchdowns on the ground. Contract extended here for head coach Mike White, of course, coming off a Super Bowl victory. Andrew Stinson just making big play after big play after big play. And as I mentioned, man, a lot to love about the future of this team. Zaven Collins going to be 26 years old. He's up to an 88 overall. And this move to head coach Mike White has done wonders for him. Rashad Bateman going to be 25. Ty Davis Price going to be 24. Jalen Thompson, who's one of the older playmakers on this team, going to be just 27. Jalen Johnson heading into his age 26 season. Andrew Stinson heading into his age 24 season. Lewis Seen, who we're still not completely sold on, still a young piece that we could potentially look to build around. And Antonio Gibson, man, I don't know that there was any singular free agent impact that or free agency signing that made a bigger impact than Antonio Gibson, who, in that Cowboys game, as we mentioned earlier, put the team on his back over 150 yards, really doing it all. Cameron Thomas evolving into, an elite pass rusher, semi-elite, borderline elite. And Glenn Roberts, still just 21 years old, will be 22 as we begin next season. And, certainly going to be conversations had to see what the future of this team is going to look like under center. And, the one thing that I do regret, and I don't want to say regret in a way that you typically think of regret, but just I wish that we could have had Kaiser White at linebacker with us for this win. Cam Wilhelm stepped up admirably after the midseason trade, the trade deadline trade of Kaiser White. Jaron Kearse really, moved more into that box linebacker role, or box safety role rather. And I wish we could have been able to get one for him, because he was really a trooper throughout season one, doing his job throughout his time with the team here in the second season. And we're going to go into an off season, man, certainly with some questions, with some answers as well. Rashad Bateman and Rondale Moore, I think that those are an elite receiver duo. Trey McBride, one of the best tight ends in the league. You got BJ Ojulari, who, yes, did disappoint as a whole throughout this season, but he's still so young. He just has so much room to grow and develop, alongside Cameron Thomas, who at this point, we have to see as a future building block. He's led the team in sacks both seasons of this franchise. Didn't have a tremendous overall impact in the playoffs. Did make a few splash plays here and there, but, certainly someone to build on. Andrew Stinson, who head coach Mike White would expect to step up into that number one role next season. He was one of the best corners in the draft this year. He proved it, had some rookie mistakes, but overall played very well. And, with 2 interceptions, including a pick six and 2 dropped interceptions as well in the biggest game of his life as a rookie, man, you got to love it. You got to love the culture that's being built here in Arizona, just the ability to persevere and get through a tough stretch without losing ultimate focus and confidence. But we're going to get into the off season and all of those things in the next video. Thank you so much for joining us for the ride, man. It was a wonderful one. I hope y'all liked the ups and downs of the season. I know I had my heart in my mouth, man, a lot of times throughout this year. But be sure to like and subscribe, as always, should you feel so inclined. Have a great rest of y'all day, and peace.